What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylee, for those of you guys who are new on here, and today we're going to be talking about mental health again. Today specifically on how I gain motivation, or how I get motivation, feel motivation when I'm in a state of depression. So lack of motivation is probably one of the worst side effects or symptoms of depression, at least for me, because I feel like it puts me in a catch-22. If I am feeling not motivated to do the things that I know help me when I'm in a state of depression, then it almost just feels like I'm in this vicious circle. So today I'm going to share with you guys 3 techniques, 3 things that I will do and still do to this day to get motivation back when I'm feeling depressed. It's also something that I'm doing even when I'm feeling really good, like I am right now, feeling connected and joyful, because it keeps that healthy momentum of good habits, and it'll put me at a lesser risk of getting into that slump that sometimes I will find myself in. So I'm just going to dive right into this and share with you guys these 3 things. I have them written down so I don't forget. So the first thing that I'll say is something that I didn't realize was so crucial and important for me until we moved into the van almost 2 years? Has it been 2 years, love?
Since we moved into a van?
2 years, right?
Just about 2 years.
Almost 2 years. 2 years in August. So obviously before Jordan and I did van life, we had normal jobs, pretty much a typical 9-to-5 job, and we had a very structured life. We had a routine. And as much as I hated that, once I came into van life and we started a YouTube channel and we basically created our own hours, traveled when we wanted, worked when we wanted, woke up in the morning when we wanted, which is probably one of the most incredible and freeing feelings in the world, I found myself kind of taking advantage of that and getting a little bit lazy. And it probably wasn't something I noticed that it was something that was in my control until about a year ago. Or a year in, I should say, into our travels. And that was creating my own structure and routine. So because it wasn't given to me by a 9-to-5 job or a class schedule when I was going to college, it was something that I needed to create on my own. And the beautiful thing was I had the freedom to choose what that structure and routine looks like. So for me, the best thing that I do to create some sort of stability and structure in my life is creating a to-do list. And when I am in a very low state, when I'm feeling depressed or having really high levels of anxiety, what I usually do with my to-do lists is I make them very simple. And I make those goals on the to-do list very attainable for me when I'm in that state. Something that I used to do all the time was create these to-do lists and these lists of goals that I had that would sometimes overwhelm me and would almost put me in like this analysis paralysis state where I would constantly be thinking about, okay, how am I going to do all these things? Is this actually realistic for me? And then I wouldn't end up doing anything, which totally defeats the purpose. So sometimes when I'm feeling really low, a typical to-do list would be as simple as waking up in the morning at a certain time, cleaning the bus, responding to 10 or so emails, putting up an Instagram post, and washing the dog. It could be as simple as that for a typical day. And once I make sure that I do all of those things on the to-do list in that day, it gives me a greater sense of accomplishment, which kind of creates this really healthy momentum. And then over time, once I am able to accomplish more and more things, then I can create much more attainable goals that may be a little bit out of reach when I'm in that depressed state. So routine and structure, ones that I create for myself because I have the freedom to create that, is definitely the number one thing to help me get into a healthier mindset and gain that motivation back when I'm feeling depressed. So the second technique that I will share with you guys is making myself presentable every single day, no matter what I'm doing. and putting myself together as if I was going on a job interview or going on a super hot date. Not like I need to do that because I already found the love of my life who's sitting right back here. So, but just for an example, making myself feel my most confident self by putting my favorite outfit on, putting some makeup on, making myself feel really, really good. And this is something that I kind of got away from a while when we first got into van life because I didn't need to do that. So I kind of got in this really lazy habit of waking up, not, putting myself together, wearing PJs all day. And I noticed myself feeling lazy and feeling unmotivated. So even on days when I don't need to do that, I still do that because I feel like there is some truth to that saying that when you look your best, you feel your best. And now, last but not least, I'm going to share this last and third technique that I do is I create daily rituals for myself. Now, before you look at that word ritual and think, oh my God, this girl is some crazy spiritual religious freak, when I say ritual, I don't mean anything like that. Basically, what I mean is putting or injecting purpose and meaning into mundane habits throughout the day. So what I mean by that actually ties into the first thing that I said was routine and structure. And sometimes when I am feeling depressed and I'm feeling really unmotivated, having routine and structure is really difficult. So what I will try to do is shift my focus and put my full attention and full focus on every single task that I'm doing, no matter how mundane it may be, whether it's making a cup of coffee or brushing my teeth, taking a shower, putting my clothes on. Every single little mundane task that I'm doing throughout the day, I'll try to inject a more positive perspective or positive purpose on it, I guess. So when I'm doing these mundane things, I'm actually gaining a much more joyful feeling out of these mundane things, which makes routine and structure so much easier for me. And it creates, again, that momentum, because as you're doing mundane things throughout the day and you can find a greater sense of joy from these simple tasks, then it allows you, again, to feel that sense of accomplishment because you're doing all of these things that are very difficult to do when you're feeling depressed. So you're gaining that sense of satisfaction of accomplishing these things, but you're also allowing yourself to find joy in the simple things, which is incredibly important when you're feeling depressed, at least for me. When I begin to put my focus on what I'm doing rather than sitting on the couch or sitting on my phone and getting caught in my depressive, negative thoughts, then it allows me to be much more present and much more focused on things that bring me joy. So to give you an example of some daily rituals I'll share with you guys that I do pretty much every single day and try to inject a greater sense of purpose in each one is my most favorite, making coffee every morning or tea, whatever it is that I'm feeling that day. And when I do it, I allow myself to completely just be with the coffee or the tea, as lame as that sounds, but not be on my phone as I'm doing it, not putting music on, not talking with Jordan. Really, our mornings are very kind of just quiet and silent, even if it's just for the first 10 minutes when we wake up. That's the first thing that whoever wakes up first, usually it's Jordan, he'll make the coffee and we'll sit there with our coffee, drink our coffee, and I just allow myself to just feel this great sense of gratitude for the coffee that I'm drinking. Whatever it is, just really focusing on what you're doing and having gratitude for it and feeling a greater satisfaction and sense of joy while you're doing it. It just ties everything together and it creates that routine and structure to be much more easily attainable and just more enjoyable. It makes life so much more enjoyable. And that's all I gotta say. I wanted to create this video and share with you guys because I feel like I've almost had this little epiphany over the last few weeks of the main things that truly help me. And I didn't really recognize these things until I sat down and thought about it, because I wanted to make this video, but I wanted to create it in a sense of experience and what actually works for me. So I feel really, really good about sharing these 3 things, because I feel like these 3 things are really the main things that help me gain that motivation back when I'm feeling depressed. And it's also things that I will still do when I'm feeling good, because it keeps me in that positive momentum and it keeps me on track. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if there's just one person out there that I can help with this experience, one last thing I will say to wrap this all up is I'm still trying to figure out all the answers for me, but I want any of you guys to know. Shiz, man, I was just on a roll here and the camera just died. Gosh. Anyway, what I want to share with you guys, what I want to wrap this all up with, is any of you that are dealing with any type of mental illness, whether it's depression, anxiety, bipolar, whatever it may be, know that the answers are out there for you. And whether you found those answers or not, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer and closer to pinpointing the exact answers that help me. And these 3 being 3 of them, as simple as they may sound. I'm still learning more and more about myself every single day, and I want to bring you guys along that process, because if there's just one person out there that I can help, then that would mean the world to me. So don't lose hope. Do not give up. Keep seeking out therapists, keep doing research, keep going to healers and listening to YouTube videos or whatever it is that helps you or makes you believe that you're on the right track or whatever. Just keep going in that direction. Do not give up, because I promise you the answers are out there for you. Just do not give up and have hope. Have faith that those answers will come to you at the perfect time in your life, and you'll forget about those moments where you felt awful and hopeless. So I love you guys, and thank you so much for listening. If you guys want to reach out, again, all of my information is in the description below, email, Instagram. If you want to talk about anything, just let me know, shoot me a message on whatever, and I am here. I'm here to listen, I'm here to chat, I'm here to tell you my story. So I love you guys, and I'll be seeing you very, very soon. Adios.